Call on stage our guest speaker, Dr. Father C.B. Anto, a dignified director, Northeast Institute of Social Science, to share with us.
A very good evening to everyone. Ma'am Chubathula has put all of us into the right perspective. I, on behalf of NEZCC and few men who are present here, at the very outset itself, apniyan sob ke ekdam baal International Women's Day laga wish dekne amila kota shuru hobole ase. Yes, dear Chairperson, Ma'am Wathila, respected Joint Director Sri T. Vashun, the Program Officer Sir Oliver, Ma'am Naro, and the Chief Guest Dr. Chubathula, ladies and gentlemen. Sir Vashun para mige koi dishe, apni para naga mis para koi di bole parile, koi dibi koi gina mige padai dishe. Ami last 25 years Nagaland de boy gina se, chukra time te aise. So I am going to speak not many things. Ma'am Chuba has rightly put the perspective of the theme. And it was so insightful, challenging, and thought-provoking. Thank you very much, ma'am. I would like to take few points. That is the role of women in the families, role of women in the society, the role of women in the politics, in the decision-making process. A different perspective. Idu karane আমি পরে একটা কোশ্চেন আপনি জ্ঞান লগতে হুদি চাই কিনে আমিলা কথা শুরু হবলে মন আছে ইদু কারণে হোয়াট ইজ দ্য বিগেস্ট প্রবলেম দ্যাট ইউ ফেস ইন দিস ওয়ার্ল্ড ইদু আমি কিন্তু জানি আছে রাশিয়া আর ইউক্রেন লাগা সিচুয়েশন বেশি আম্মা কান দিদি কান বাচ্চা কান একদম সাফার হরিকিনা আছে তাই কেন নিমিত্তে আমি কেন ইগদ্দু কথা করা টাইমতে প্রার্থনা করিব শান্তি আহিব কারণে প্রার্থনা করিব আর শান্তি আহিব লাগে না হইলে আমি কেন লাগা ভাই বুনিকান আছে তাতে লাগাবি আর তাই কেন মরিলে আমি কেন দুবাল না পাবলে আছে ইদু কারণে বিগেস্ট প্রবলেম দ্যাট ইউ ফেস ইন দিস ওয়ার্ল্ড is not unemployment as Nagaland Post has mentioned today. Nagaland is having the most serious issue of unemployment in Northeast India. Idu na hoy. Adu idu poverty asena nai, idu bhi na hoy. Idu illiteracy asena nai, idu bhi nai. Aru ki ase idu birtite taka time te aur birtite laga sabse dangur problem. The biggest problem that we face in the humanity today to break the bias is to have sincere and heart-to-heart love. The lack of love is the biggest problem that we face. So I am going to touch upon how to break the bias. That is the thrust area of today's talk. Now, amikan laga family te बच्चा का जन्म होइले सुवाली तकिले अरु societal discrimination or society brings a kind of orientation that the children, the girl's child should be treated separately than the boy's child. Boy child is given the best part of the chicken in the family. Yes or no? And the girl child not often, not in all the communities. But the treatment level, the societal orientation is another major bias. Cultural orientation, religious orientation, and much more, the family orientation. Amikan laga bias, idu banga bole mon takile, the first solution to hoile, we need to stop discrimination. Ma'am, chuba raili kuanisana, idu respecting the gender and accepting the gender and much more treating people with equality is the fundamental points that we need to put into practice. Aru amikanta janiya se idu amma kan hoile ekdam sabse dangur sabole na paribo iman colorful amigan amito hoile 25 years the soap district te soap subdivision te berai kina se soap jagah te jaile bhi ekdam colorful. This colorfulness, this love, compassion, empathy should bring all of us together. I think it is the famous Italian writer and philosopher Antonio Gramsci said, the old culture is dying and the new culture is not being born. Old culture is dying. American values, traditional practices, traditional culture, moram laga, frankness taka, selfless taka, idu so moriya se. Haru pachote notun to ulabole bisi diktar. Ole bi, if we want to remove the bias, we need to bring a new culture. This is the thrust point, a culture of love, a culture of compassion, a culture of acceptance, and culture of respect for each other. They call it Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. The whole universe is one family. We need to move from keeping the identity as a tribals, as Christians, Hindus, Muslims, Jain, Buddhist. We need to take one more step ahead as educated men and women of Nagaland. And women especially who can transfer and transform the younger generation to be a transcendent human being, one more step ahead, who will be accepting everyone as Nagas, as people of Nagaland. And that acceptance, when it comes, the bias between tribal communities, the bias between different communities, all will be evaded, washed away, and love, compassion, and acceptance and respect will be presiding in the top, and we will have peaceful, happy coexistence. The first point based on that, Mother Teresa is a good example, a great noble woman who lived, who went into the poorest of the poor and the needy in the society. She did not have religion in her mind. She embraced everybody, and she set a new trend for removing the bias in the society. So, based on that, I would like to come to the first point, role of women in the family. Someone said, God cannot be physically present everywhere. Therefore, God created women. You got the point? God cannot be physically present everywhere. Idu karane, idu pratyate amma didi kanke God pura banai di kinase. Apne can amma didi can yate buha kuna laga amma didi can chotu God ase. Apne can lagam life to hole ma'am chubarayli kuan isna ekdam moram, compassion, love, care, appreciation, patience. Idu so feel kora eta family te daga manu hoile kuna se আম্মা আছে, দিদি আছে, ভুনি আছে, সিস্টার আছে। ফাদার তো না পারিব, কুকাই তুম না পারিব, বাই তো না পারিব। তো আম্মা লাগা মনতে হইলে মনতে বি, হাঁটতে বি, খাওতে বি কি আছে? মরম, পেশেন্স। সো ইদু সাপতে আপনি কান পরা আপনার কাম তো শুরু হয়ে আছে, মদত করে আছে, মরম পরি আছে। ইদু ফ্যামিলিতে একদম শান্তি থাকি বলে আছে। ইদু হাওয়ার্ড ইউনিভার্সিটিতে একদম সবচেয়ে দাঙ্গুর রিসার্চ পড়ি কিনে 37 years लगा रिसर्च একটা পড়ি কিনে রিসাল্ট আজিকালি ওলাই কিনে আছে। ಇದು 732 चुकरा चुकरिकान लोगोते रिसर्च करी किने ताइकन लगा सबसे दंगुर चीज ಇದು पड़ा पाचोते ಇದು 732 मनुकन लोगोते ಇದು रिसर्च पर कोई दिशे ಇದು वृत्तिते तक टाइम ते एकदम सबसे दंगुर चीज तो की तकीबो लगे। ಇದು ಮನುಕನ್ ಪುರ 732 ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪುರ ಖಾಲಿ एकटा कत्ता कोई दिशे ताइकन पर कोई से रिलेशनशिप बाल तकिले आम्ही कन लगा फैमिली ते आम्ही कन मोन ते शांति खुशी तकी बोले आसे। द रोल ऑफ विमेन इन बिल्डिंग, द रोल ऑफ विमेन इन बिल्डिंग a sustainable family ಇದು बायस आम्ही कन उला बोले मोंदा किले ಇದು रिसर्च ते कुआ निसना ಇದು आम्ही कन लगा एकदम दंगुर चीज तो होले रिलेशनशिप आसे। If the husband and wife, both of them say together that I will be with you till the end of your life, and the wife says, my beloved sweetheart, I will be with you till the end of your life, and the husband and wife, without shake, without any problem, if they remain, the researcher said, they will not even have disease in their life. And their children will be enjoying peace. Children will be enjoying, children will be brought up in the right perspective. Therefore, the researcher in the Harvard University proved if there is a strong relationship between children and parents, parents and children, husband and wife and husband, if the relationship is strong, your family is strong. If the family is strong, society is strong. If family is weak, society is weak. Therefore, you might have seen one old man, a 90-year-old man dies in the morning, and immediately in the evening, his wife, who is maybe 89 years old, dies because their relationship was very strong. So, the first point, women in Naga society, women in the world play a big role changing and transforming in the situation into better by loving, caring, accepting. The second point, the role of women in politics. Role of women in politics is a need of the hour in Naga society. I don't know who will be the first MLA in Nagaland, a woman MLA in Nagaland. The women who are sitting here have to come together and decide to make Nagaland little more better. Nagaland is the best place, as I said. We have interreligious harmony. We have no conflict between communities and model community in the whole India, I should say. And now to make it better, we should project the first woman who will be standing for election and coming as the political decision making for women in Nagaland. And when it is going to be, it is the time has come. And that first woman will be historical woman in the history of Nagaland and in India. And it is coming out from you who are sitting here. And one day, that decision will make things better. I would like to just pinpoint what is happening in Rwanda. I was there in Rwanda after the genocide, part of my research, and it was surprising for us to know 61.3% parliamentarians are women in Rwanda. 61.3% parliamentarians are women in Rwanda. And now Rwanda is most peaceful country after the genocide in 1994. They killed nearly 8 to 10 lakhs Tutsis by Hutus after the conflict of genocide. But women understood women can make life difference, and women decided to lead the country called Rwanda. And today, women, the majority of the women in the country are ruling and governing in the people of Rwanda. Why can't we? Patriarchal society, it's an undividable fact. We had accepted. But going beyond this patriarchism, can we make some difference where women will speak for women, women will bring policies, women will make changes and make life better for them. Lastly, I want to conclude here with the role of women in peace building. Today, when you go back, men should say, you have changed, you are transformed, you have become different. A respect in both level, acceptance from both level can bring many conflicts settled. When the husband comes, maybe giving little respect, standing up from your chair, standing up from your muda, standing up from where you are, or just going and receiving him at the entrance of the door, make life difference today. As you celebrate the Women's Day, let your husband, let the men flock in the family experience this extraordinary power of love, power of acceptance, power of compassion that you have within you. And tell him, come on, I would like to Ami apne kevela pikkacha banaye ke nidi bole ase. Go to kitchen and give him little pikacha. Don't give any other specialty which is available in Dimapur. Don't give, only pikacha. Give and you ask him, my sweetheart, our marriage is over. Last 25 years we have been celebrating. But you have never bought and given me one mekhala till today. He will go to supermarket and go to the Sumi shop. Not only one mekhala, he will give you 3 mekhalas. What did you do? You just accepted him. Men wants only that acceptance. Men needs only that simple respect. And when you go back, you do this magic. You are a magician. You are a wonder worker. You are a superstar. You just go home and just be compassionate with our men flock. Men flock will be melted and they will transform the family into a better place to live in. And I'm sure Alvin Toffler says, the modern illiterate people are not people who are not able to write and read and write, but people who are not able to learn, unlearn and relearn. Today, coming together, listening to Ma'am Chuba and interacting with all of us, we are learning something new. We are unlearning something new and we are relearning something new to get out of that societal orientation which is biased, cultural orientation which is biased, and much more religious and political education orientation which is biased. And let us respect each other. And it is a complementary life rather than empowering women alone, but we need to empower together. And men and women together make our families, societies, state, nation a better place, most peaceful and contented communities in the days to come. With this note, thank you so much and God bless. Have a very pleasant evening.
Thank you so much for your wonderful sharing, sir.